Healing sucks. Let's talk about it. I think that one of the hardest pills to swallow is that it just takes time. And this is a pill that we have to swallow over and over again throughout our lives. I have been interning at a recovery center for people with substance use disorders and mental health disorders. And a few times a week, I run process groups, which is just group therapy, but without an agenda. It's just space for people to speak and share and talk about what's coming up for them and get support from others as they process. And over again, in these groups and in one-to-one sessions, we keep coming to the same conclusion, that it just takes time. Like, okay, we've located the underlying trauma and pain, but how do we change? How do we let it stop running our lives or ruining our lives? It just takes time. Trauma is not healed overnight, which is kind of annoying because we can get traumatized overnight. Trauma can happen very instantaneously, but healing is never as instantaneous. Nope. It takes time. It takes time for the brain to rewire itself. But the key here is that it is possible. The brain can rewire itself. Neuroplasticity is real. It's your brain's ability to literally change and create new neural pathways, but it just takes time. Healing takes time, and that is really uncomfortable to sit with, especially when we live in a world of instant gratification. And we're all guilty of it. A lot of people literally go to therapy just to find a therapist to fix them or solve their problems. And it doesn't work like that. A lot of people go on Instagram or social media and scroll and buy into whatever quick fix is offered there. But a lot of times we cannot escape it. It just takes time. Okay, so what do we do with that? Because that sucks that that's the answer. It is very unsatisfying. I sit in these process groups and I hate that that's the answer that we come to again and again. You know, we're changing, but the people around us aren't changing. So what do? Give it time. I hate myself for my behaviors and my actions in the past. My loved ones won't talk to me. I'm full of guilt and shame. What do? Give it time. My heart is broken. I love them and I hate them for what they did to me. What do? Give it time. Yeah, it's a hard pill to swallow because the questions are so big. The pain is so big. And the answer that's offered is kind of simple. Okay, say for some reason we accept this. Okay, I'll give it time. Again, it's not satisfying. It's really uncomfortable to sit in that because in giving it time, that also means we're going to have to stay where we are and sit in whatever emotion we're feeling, whether that's depression or uncertainty or stagnation or whatever else it is. I guarantee you it's difficult and you don't want to give it time because that means you're gonna have to sit in it longer. But it could be helpful to think, okay, I'll give it time. What can I do in the meantime? And I don't know, I will never claim to have the answer, but I do think it is quite important to take care of yourself, like really good care of yourself. And I don't just mean your physical health and your body, but I mean taking care of yourself like you would a child. Okay, it's natural to be impatient. It's natural to want to just get to the other side of whatever suffering you're in right now. So how would you comfort a really impatient, frustrated, and suffering child? I think you would be very nurturing. I think you'd be very validating and very reassuring, and you would never let that child just give up. Hope would be of utmost importance. Okay, yes, it will take time, and we know this very deeply. We come to this conclusion because we know that it is really just going to take time. And we have evidence and proof that it does really just take time. Like, I want you to pause and think of a dark chapter that you have gone through in the past. When you were deep in that darkness, you were convinced with complete conviction that your life was complete darkness, your life always had been complete darkness, and your life is always going to be complete darkness. But you got to the other side. You know, you're able to look back on it right now. And you're not only able to look back on it, you're able to look back on it with new awareness, new perspective, and new understanding. There is space between then and now. Space to provide new perspective, awareness, understanding, and clarity. And do you know what that space is? It's time. I know. I hate that it's true, but it really does just take time. Okay, so take care of yourself. Do not let yourself give up on yourself. Do not let yourself give up on hope, because you have made it through every single difficult chapter, every single difficult day. You are still alive. You are still breathing. You are still here. Your heart is still beating in your chest. It's still there. You can put a hand on your heart and feel it. And your heart might be broken. It might be in a lot of pain. You might not be able to feel anything at all. You might be really numb, but that heart is still beating in your chest. So be gentle with yourself. Okay, it's not going to be easy. No one ever promised you that it was going to be easy. You know, some people online might tell you that it is easy and that it can be easy, but realistically, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. But if you ride these waves, if you keep going, if you take it one step at a time, one day at a time, if you just give it that time, things will change. Now, this doesn't mean you can be complacent. I'm not sitting here advocating for complacency and just sitting back, waiting for the time to go by, taking no action and just waiting for things to change. I don't think that'll work very well. But I am inviting you to be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, support yourself as you would a child. Okay, maybe you take a few minutes and write on that. How can I support myself as I would a child? In this uncomfortable time of giving it time, how can I support myself as I would a child, a frustrated, impatient, uncomfortable, suffering child? And tell yourself as many times as you need, everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. Everything is going to be okay. I refuse to give up on myself. I refuse to give up on myself. I refuse to give up on myself. Yeah, hard pill to swallow, but it really does just take time. So give it time and support yourself as you would a child in the meantime, and don't ever give up on yourself.